The mascot took over. I'm Preston.
And I'm Jose.
And on this week's episode, we'll have a time lapse of Spirit Week and a scary movie survey.
We will also have Tori playing the guitar, a scary story with Keita Murdoch, and also student spotlight.
We'll also have a film with the 360 leaders and a scary story with Miss Candy Bar.
We will also announce the pumpkin pie contest winners.
It's Leah
And Jose.
reporting at the pumpkin pie baking contest. We're gonna see what all the pies taste like through the judges' point of view.
What does a mommy like to listen to on Halloween? Rap.
Down to the pumpkin pie contest winners. Let's go. And the winners of the pumpkin pie contest are
Miss Norton's SSR.
Let's go! Because you won the pumpkin pie contest, you won Dum Dums, temporary tattoos, and skip the line passes for the haunted hallways. How do you feel about that?
It feels good.
What is the pumpkin pie recipe that you decided to use?
I used my great-great-great-grandmother's recipe.
Okay. What is the secret to your success?
Becoming one with the pie.
You won by a landslide. How does that make you feel?
Happy and wanting to read.
Okay. Thank you.
What does the scout say before dinner? Bon appetit.
Hey,
Casey Cops! Guess what time it is? It's time for the Fall Fiesta!
Come eat good food.
And play fun games!
And explore the spooky haunted hallway! It's gonna be a blast, so don't miss it!
It is this Friday from 6 to 8.
See you there! And this is brought to you by the Casey 360 leaders.
Which ghost was the best dancer? The Boogeyman.
Torian, could you tell us what happened to your guitar at the talent show?
Well, this fell inside the guitar, and that's that plugs into the amp, and that's how I play.
Nice.
Favorite subject in school? Spelling!
Okay, I'm here to tell the story of the real ghost of Casey. The old Casey had a ghost that people would feel. They'd feel cold spots, doors would open and close, people would feel eyes on them. And they always said it was Mr. Casey, who was the superintendent of schools that Casey was named for. Not so. Mr. Casey never taught here. He didn't have any reason to be a ghost here. The real ghost is a young man that was out by Haystack, and he worked there, and he was Native American. And he came in with a good horse and a pack horse one day to sell things for his boss. And afterwards he decided he was going to have a drink at a bar. The people at the bar, probably racially motivated, started saying, "You stole that horse." And no matter what he said, they wouldn't listen. And around midnight, a mob hung him down by the library. And they hung him badly, so he basically strangled to death. So why would he be the ghost of Casey? Because he was buried up on the hill behind Casey. That's where the old graveyard was, in an unmarked grave. And when they made the upper parking lot at Casey, they found the skeleton of a man. And I think it's him, and he's angry because he was unjustly hung, and then he was buried where nobody knew where he was, and then his body was dug up to make a parking lot. And that is a true story of the ghost of Casey.
Why didn't Dracula bite Taylor Swift? Because she had bad blood.
This is an abbreviated version of a story I wrote a couple years ago, and it's called Spider. The night Zoe grew spider legs, she woke up to find the quilt kicked off her bed and the taste of blood in her mouth. She had bitten her cheek in her sleep, and, while her cheek hurt, she was surprised at how pleasing she found the metallic taste. When she reached down to pull up the quilt, she was shocked at what she saw. In addition to her 2 legs and 2 arms, she had grown 4 more legs, 2 on each side. She didn't scream. She didn't want to wake her parents, who would not appreciate her metamorphosis. Her parents insisted that everyone in the family act normal at all times. Since spider legs were definitely not normal, Zoe assumed they wouldn't approve. Zoe studied her new legs. They were long and hairy and flesh-colored, and they wiggled relentlessly. After some practice, she was able to get them to hold still and move as she wished. She entertained herself until sunrise by playing multiple games of patty cakes simultaneously. When it was time to get ready for school, Zoe tucked her extra legs into her shirt. In the kitchen, she tore open a package of hamburger meat. As she sucked the juice from the meat, she decided she should probably leave before her parents woke up. At school, Zoe confined her new legs under her shirt. They began to itch terribly during math. By PE, she couldn't take it anymore and raced to the vacant lot behind the school to set her legs free. They flailed frantically, wanting to move, so she climbed up the wall of the school, sat on the roof, and listened to the buzz of the students below. At lunch, Zoe avoided her friends and instead joined Henry Arbuckle in the back corner. Henry let out foul-smelling burps the whole time he ate. Sometimes the kids at the next table would even groan if they caught whiffs of the sulfuric odor. When Zoe sat down, Henry's right eye began to twitch. "Hi, Henry," she said. "Hi, Zoe," he said, taking a bite of his mashed potatoes. He let out a loud burp when he finished and then flushed red. "Sorry." "No worries. For some reason it didn't bother her today. She found it to smell surprisingly pleasant." "Are you wearing cologne?" she asked him. He looked startled. The next morning, she ran into Henry on her way to school. He was carrying his books. "Hi, Henry," she called out. "Oh, hi, Zoe," he said when she caught up with him. "No backpack?" she asked him, pointing to his books. "It hurts my back," he replied, his eye twitching again. "What's wrong with your back?" Henry shrugged. Zoe studied the area between his shoulders. There was something moving beneath his t-shirt. "Henry, your back, it's throbbing." "It's not throbbing, Zoe," Henry said, walking faster. "No, really, it is." She couldn't resist. She reached over and lifted up his shirt. 2 large translucent wings unfolded, sparkling different colors in the sunlight. "Henry," Zoe gasped, "they're beautiful." Henry didn't make it to school that day. "Zoe," her first period teacher called to her, "your teeth are all red." Zoe rubbed her front teeth with her fingers. "Breakfast," she replied with an innocent smile. The class snickered around her, but Zoe didn't care. She leaned back in her seat and let out a long, satisfied burp.
What do you get when you cross a Bambi with a ghost? Bamboo!
Hey, Kendall, why didn't the vampire eat the tangerine?
I don't know why.
Because he wanted a blood orange.
Trick or treat for UNICEF.